Right, folks, welcome back to the Boys in Green YouTube channel. It's time for post-match reaction following Celtic's win at Dens Park, beating Dundee by 2 goals to 1. Goals from Forrest, a double, and a goal from Portiales from Dundee gave Celtic the 3 points in another probably game you just tick off the list, Alistair.
That's definitely it. Job done, 40 goal,
Aye,
40 goal.
definitely.
Not a great performance, but at the end of the day, you're not going to change the team with 4 games to go. We know the deficiencies, but we'll get into that. But no job done, and James Forrest, as far as I'm concerned, scored the goal of the season.
I think it would probably up there, but I want to go back to the start of the game. With the team selection, obviously we've seen Forrest come in due also how good he was last week. Fully deserved that he came in, and obviously the selection was merited. So I think there was nothing wrong there. Cal McGregor was in as well, and obviously Liam Scales continued, and the Rocky wasn't put in. I think generally now that's going to be the probably team I'd say to the end of the season now. Because if Liam Scales can put that performance in last weekend against Aberdeen and still get picked the following week, I don't see a way in for the Rocky this season on at all at Celtic. Would you would you make it that, Alistair, with Scales starting?
Uh, like you, I was surprised Scale started. But I'm going to give him a pat in the back. I thought it was decent. I thought him and Carter Vickers were decent today, especially all the high boys that Dundee were putting over. And I thought they dealt with them reasonably well. And the only thing is, but you're not going to change it. Skills is passing gives you the fear that you can't shake it. But however, he done reasonably well. But I thought the Rocky would start.
I think it's a good point. We I thought he was okay in spells, but other times you were pulling your hair out. At times his passing yet again was woeful at times. There was a few times he just passed out of the park. I remember in the second half there was a bit where he just put us really under pressure. When we're, it's 2-1 at a time, and you just need a bit of calmness. At times I thought Cameron Carter Vickers yet again was holding us together. Because I think we knew that Dundee were going to come out. That it's a free hit for Dundee. They've done brilliant this season. They've took points off Rangers, and they could have took points off us. So it was kind of a free hit for them. I thought. So I knew that they were probably going to come out and have a go, and that is exactly what we've done. I actually thought Alistair we started the game pretty well.
Yeah, yeah, we did. And I thought Rio Hitati should have bust the net in the first couple of minutes, but the one that just went by the post. But um, but no, I thought we started well, but then again, it's the usual 20 minutes you don't score, then the other team come back into it, and then out of nowhere you get the goal, and you think, okay, that'll calm us down, and then until the second goal, I don't know about you, but I just had a terrible feeling.
Well, obviously, getting in
I
the second
couldn't
half in a
shake it
minute.
all day.
I think, as you said, we started well for the first 10, 15 minutes, and then, you know, Taylor's had a chance, and then it's flashed across with a few balls flashed across the box. And then, but by that time, if Dundee weathered the 15, 20 minute storm, they get more confident as the game went on. And then you're thinking, this could be a bit awkward here. Me personally, that's what I was thinking. I thought this could be a wee bit awkward. Um, but then we get the goal. So ball through for Atati. Kyo, I don't think means a flick to Forrest. I think he's trying to make a bit of space for himself. But James Forrest, that was a stunning finish, absolutely stunning. And at the time when Brendan Rodgers said about the best quality winger, I think all is laughed. But maybe that's what he means because that is quality. There's no other winger that our club that can
I,
produce that,
I
and
think,
maybe that's the problem.
I
But
think, oh,
he's done
sorry,
brilliant there.
sorry, Josh, but I honestly believe what what Brendan Rodgers means by the best winger. I think he means the more game ready winger. I don't think he means best winger technically at the club. What I think he means is been there, seen it, and done it winger, and that's basically what I think he means.
I think I think he's not had, he's not really had a shout this season. Um, Forrest can be a really frustrating player. Um, definitely he's probably on the older side now, and he's probably past his prime, but that still shows.
32 years old for a winger.
Aye, I
I
think
know I'll
that
get
still
flack for
shows
that, but as
this season for these remaining games. He's got a part to play, and for me now, I'm going to go out on a limb and say this, but I think it's Forest's place to lose now. Going
yeah,
forward into these games, going forward the next week against Hearts, and then if he puts an all good performance in against Rangers, yeah, I understand Maida's coming back, which is a fantastic, it's a massive boost for us. But if he does a really good performance against Hearts, for me, he's in line to start the derby.
I think he'll switch Forrest to the right and he'll put Maid on the left.
Aye,
I think that's the way we're going.
I'm
I'd
gonna,
be astonished if he doesn't
aye,
start.
I'm gonna talk.
Certainly, we'll get to the derby but when it comes round, but I'd be I'd be amazed if that isn't. I like Kun, but the last couple of games he's kind of flattered to deceive again. I
Aye,
think you're going to get that with these wingers. I think you are going to get that. So
wingers
for
for
the
me,
next, you go.
wingers is a massive problem at this club now. I think we need to invest in wingers in the summer because Palmer for me really frustrates me to beyond belief. If I'm being honest with you, um, Palmer he's what I call a stat padding player. He's got really good stats, but he's not turned up. In how many games he's not turned up at all? Now I understand he's back from an injury. Yang is just shite. Like, I don't want to swear,
Yeah,
but he's shite. um, Maida is Maida, brilliant pressing, but is not a technical winger. We already know that, and that's fine. So
I think
Kuhn,
Smith made his work rate. I'll tell you
what
that
rate?
right
What
now.
rate? But if you're talking about technical wingers, we've got a very limited selection of wingers who have got really good technical ability. You know, I don't want to go out of Jota, but Jota is really good technically. Scott Sinclair, good technical winger. I don't think this Celtic team have that, and that is the problem. Don't get me wrong, James Forrest has got a lot, he's shown that. He's still got that technical ability, but James Forrest on the right, I don't know if I've got that on the left at the moment.
What we're basically saying is we haven't replaced not only Jota, we haven't replaced Abada adequate either. So
Hmm.
please, please, for God's sake, just get through well, technically, I think you need 3 1s out of 4. If you get
Hmm.
that, you'll win the league.
I think
And
these
we
two,
just need to finish it.
these next two games are season defining, I would say. On the result, if we can get the 6 out of 6, I would fully expect Celtic to win this league title, even 4 out of 6. I think still, I think would be okay. Um, because obviously we've still got that game against Kelly after the derby. I think that's what's maybe stopping people in their minds because of our record there. Kelly have done really well against the Glasgow the derby clubs and the Celtic Rangers, so they've done pretty well. So I think that's what's in everybody's mind. I still
Yeah,
think one of the teams are going to drop points. I don't know who it will be. Hopefully it's Rangers. Because I actually watched 2 of the games today, and standard was both teams are really poor. Um,
well, Josh, I genuinely believe that today's a big one for us because if I told, excuse me, if I told you, um, with 4 games to go, 3 of them would be at Celtic Park, you would have everybody in our fan base would have snapped a hand off.
definitely.
So, but again, I've said it time and again on here. You need to take one game at a time. If you get by Hearts, I think momentum and the fact everybody's buzzing for the derby gets you over the line. It puts you in a position where you've got 2 chances at it.
hmm
I mean, technically, 4 points is enough. Um,
Aye,
the next 2 games. I want 6, obviously, we all want 6. But if we get 4, so be it. So be
aye,
it.
definitely. I want us to get in the second half, and you're thinking when we get in at half time, we've got the lead. But Dundee went, and I know we're talking about Celtic here, but I'll give credit where credit's due. Dundee were superb in that second half.
Yeah,
Superb.
well, they certainly they never had us sitting easy, mate. And
No.
I wasn't sitting easy even at 1-0, even at 2-0, if I'm honest. But can I just say, I felt we dealt with kind of long throws, corner kicks pretty well, which a
Uh
lot
huh.
of people have had doubts about. I've had doubts about it. You've had doubts about it and stuff like
hmm
that. So we'll take it from there, Josh. But anyway, job done, and I honestly think that's a big one to get past.
Aye. Then obviously we get into the second half, and we get the second 67 minutes. It's a bit of a mix up in the Dundee defence, and James Forrest does well, gets through and just puts it through the keeper's legs. Good composure, and that's what, yeah, again, that is what
Yeah,
James Forrest.
67th minute as well, I noticed.
I know, I just realised that when I was putting up the score on the ticker down the bottom, but that's what James Forrest brings you as well compared to somebody like Yang. I think if Yang gets that chance, that's not in the back of the net, and that's not a
He
spite of Yang.
snatches at it.
I just think that is the experience. I think that Brendan Rodgers is talking about, and I don't. It sounded the last 2 podcasts I've made that I've come really hard on Yang, but that's what Forrest for the difference. And then you think, right, can breathe a bit because it was getting really tough. Um, Obviously we made substitutions. Awata comes on for Callum McGregor, who I'll go on to in a second, and Adam Ida um, comes on for Kyogo. Ida,
You
his hold up play wasn't the best again, but I think he just gave us that bit of option when Dundee were, hit that spell where they were, doing, they're in Celtic's faces. Celtic couldn't get out at that point. It just gave us that different option to go long and just relieve a bit of pressure. And there was a few times he got a bit of joy. Um, I thought Awata as well really shored up the midfield because the midfield was getting
A
run
lot of
ragged.
control the midfield when he come on.
Aye,
He
the
really
midfield was
did.
getting run ragged up to that.
If Awata doesn't come on, Josh, I'm not convinced we won that game.
I think he shored it up really well, and it will be interesting to see who starts in this running. I think it will be Cal McGregor because he's the captain and stuff. But
A
I wonder
miss.
if
It's typical.
what we saying there. Sorry,
When you go, but no, I was just going to say it's typical. Hatag hits the post and it
I
bounces
agree.
out, and you're like, typical. They get a corner, and then we're all nervous for the last
Aye.
15, 20 minutes, whatever it was.
And to be honest, with the goal that we conceded, there was nothing really much we could do. Maybe they could
It was
maybe
a
try and
freak.
turn his
It
foot,
was a
but
freak.
we it was the Dundee player, is it Portales, was actually given the goal, which I was shocked about. But
Yeah, it's an OG.
at that point, it was just about kind of shoring it up, we and that's the thing, I want to speak a bit about Callum McGregor because that is another game where it's passed him by. If I'm being honest, the whole midfield today were off it until a whack came on, and there was just a bit of calmness. Cause and it, for me is I don't get alarmed about a lot of things, but and I understand that Callum McGregor is back from injury, but before we've seen Callum McGregor come back from injury and slot and seem like he hasn't even been away. Now these last few games, he wasn't great with going to Ibrox. Um, I didn't really pay attention against St Mirren if I'm being honest. And then Aberdeen he wasn't too great either. And then today, so is that alarming for you, Alistair? Do you think it's just a fitness thing?
Yeah, as a lineman, and I'll tell you why. Because if if he's fat enough to play, if he's fat enough to start, he, fans, us as fans, should be allowed to critique him. And I mean, how long does he's just battle for injury last?
Mm.
I mean, I mean, it's
Aye,
and the fact is, he's either been subbed on or he's had to be subbed off. So he's
aye.
clearly no fit. So why are we starting him when you've got a perfectly good option there and and a water?
And it
That's where I would
obviously
give Rodgers a bit of stick.
I think at times I think that's what I would give stick as well. I think some teams are a bit too loyal with certain team selections.
Yeah.
Callum McGregor, I'm no dissing Callum McGregor. Callum McGregor, fantastic player, but as you said, if he's on the pitch, he's there to be critiqued. And don't get me wrong, I fully expect Callum McGregor to, once he's really up and running, I fully expect to see Callum McGregor. Oh, sometimes we used to see it with, for instance, like Scott Brown and that we see points where he would just kind of dip out and then
I,
we come back in. Um,
I'll be
but
honest, Josh. I don't think you're going to see the best of Cal McGregor in the last 4 games. I just don't,
no,
because he's clearly no fit, and and but in my opinion, Awata should be brought into the team at least for the physical. And by all means, bring Cal McGregor on for the last 20 minutes if the game's dead and get him up to speed that way. But he
right.
shouldn't be starting games at the minute.
Because maybe I'm looking too far ahead here, but we know what Cal McGregor's like in derby games.
Yeah.
He can run the show. He did in the previous one at Celtic Park. At the end of last year, he ran the show, and I just think if Rangers sense that Cal McGregor is anywhere off it, they're going to target that because they know Cal McGregor. He's the vocal point. He the phrase makes you tick. This is that's what Callum McGregor does. Now, if they sense that Callum McGregor is any sort of off it, they're going to target that. Any team would.
Yeah. And I
Um,
tell you, they'll target the left back, who who is nothing short. And I don't want to jump in my own player's back, but Greg Taylor at the moment is a severe worry. But surprise, we've no competition for him, so we
aye.
can't.
I
But
think
then
it was
again,
interesting because I seen a stat. I think it was about half an hour into the first half, and I was watching it Sky, and it was the Dundee attacking areas, and it was just all focused on the left hand side.
yeah.
And
Well,
it was, I
are you
think it was Sutton
surprised?
that said they're focusing on the left hand side, and you're like, well, that's not a shock. It's not a shock because the two left side, the left back and the left sided centre halves, the left backs, I've made it clear. A lot, Greg Taylor, decent servant for Celtic, isn't good enough, in my opinion. Now, as you
well,
said, I'm no spiting my own players, and I will fully support them to the end of the season in this title race. And I still think we can win the league with players like Greg Taylor and stuff like that. But in the summer, we really need to be looking to improve in that position. As for
yeah,
the left sided centre half, you know my opinion on Scales. I don't think he's good enough either. And I think he drags down Cameron Carter Vickers sometimes as well. You
yeah,
know,
well,
and
yeah,
beyond the stretch of imagination, I don't think Johnston's been that great either, but he's been better than Greg Taylor. And
yeah.
the problem is on the left hand side is that's normally with somebody like Kuhn, who's another one or Kuhn or Yang or Palmer is normally on the left hand side, who they don't track back like Maida does. So then it's even worse because
I
you've got a
have a
left hand
good
side.
phrase. It's like it's like it's like winger, it's like buy a winger get one free, and neither of them are any good.
I've
That, that and I'm just going with performances.
in the summer,
People,
we need to be looking at our left hand side, winger, left back, and centre, left sided centre half, because they're not. I don't want to say Kuhn's not good enough because I know that I'm taking Kuhn out of discussion because I still don't think you can judge a player off 5 or 6 games or 7 or whatever he's played. So, but Palmer for me still, I'm a bit hot and cold with Lewis Palmer. I don't know about him half the time. I think he's got to be one of those players where he might put a spell together. Yang,
he's a
I've lost all.
Celtic Park player.
Aye,
Lewis Palmer, that's what he is.
Yang, I've
But
lost
you'll
all
get
hope
loads
on.
of the ball.
Aye, and
Yeah.
what I've seen as well
And
at times,
and
and
oh, oh is out the picture. He's
no,
gone.
that's not even. I wasn't even put him in discussion because he's out the picture.
He's
I want to talk
gone.
before we kind of wrap up. I want to talk about something as well that concerned me a bit as well, and I'm not being negative. You know, the positive is we got the result, we got over there. I do think some of the reaction has been a bit over the top at times
Yeah,
to the result today, and I'm probably one of the most pessimistic fans out there. But
yeah,
sometimes as well, and you're going to notice at a place at Dundee because Dundee are a physical team. They've got a lot of big
yeah,
players in that team. I think it was at Silla in the middle of the park. He was winning quite a lot.
yeah,
Bakayoko up front, players like that. I noticed it when there was a ball in the middle of the park and Kuhn went for it and he could have won it and he shot it in the last second.
yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
a bit like, you can't do that. You
Yeah, if you're
cannot
going
do
to
that.
come back, go for it.
You need to commit when you come out of Dundee, yeah, Livingston's. I know they're going down. Ross Counties, they're not the best physical team, but they're fighters. So you need to when you go up to grounds like this that are going to be difficult. That are going to be difficult. You may dominate the ball, but you need to be up for that physical fight. And at times of the day, it looks a wee bit like no, I'm not.
You
You need
lightweight.
you need to fight. You need to
Yeah,
fight, and I know it's very old school, and we need to get fans in the team. No, that's rubbish. But nah, it kind of didn't annoy me, but I was a bit like, right, we need to. We're in a title race. I think Chris Sutton said that as well in it when we were getting dominated for the 20-minute spell in the second half. And I
The game,
and I agreed with him because
the,
he said we're in a title race, like Celtic in a title race, and we we're playing like that, and that just kind of
the,
frustrated me a bit.
the thing that worried me, Josh, was game management again.
The
We have
game
about
management was terrible at
minutes
times.
to go. I mean, what was the Lewis Palmer shot about?
I
91st
I went
minute,
off my head when that went in, man. I was like, what are you doing?
because all you're doing is giving them the ball back to Longshan, box and what, take it in the corner and keep it there.
Because
Don't
I,
be
I,
proud.
I remember that shot when Palmer took it, and I said that I was shouting, "Don't shoot, just keep passing, not even taking it, just keep passing it, keep the ball. If you need to go back, go back." And then he shot, and I went off my head, and I'm like, "No, that's selfish. That's about you, and that's where my frustrations." I think Lewis Palmer is a decent player, but I think at times it's all about him.
He's
It's
no a
it's the
winner.
team. It's
He's
the
no a
team.
winner.
Aye. And then there was one, I think, with 2 minutes to play. I think we're in stoppage time at the time. Adamida just gives a needless free kick away, which Dundee nearly score from. I think was it Mellon or something?
Yeah, yeah. Is that the punt at the back post?
The
And
punt at the back
instead
post. He
of
probably should be doing better with that.
instead of trying to head it, thankfully for us, he tried to beat a heart at his near post. Whereas if he
Uh-huh.
heads that across the face of the goal, we're in trouble. It's
I think because
panic station.
I, I've been a big critic of Celtic's game management this season. We've seen it against. I keep repeat. I feel I'm repeating myself when I keep saying Kilmarnock Motherwell because it's games like that. Motherwell, Kilmarnock. You know, games where we're 1-0 up and you just need to just pass it. Even seen Joe Hart time wasting today. Fine, I'm fine with that. Absolutely fine with that. Just
I
slow the
did
game down.
laugh when you look at referee when you look at referees and goalkeepers at Celtic Park doing
I
that
know.
with about 10 minutes to go and Joe Hart gets booked right away, I was like, seriously, I
Aye.
did laugh at that.
I think game management. We've talked a lot about the problems that and, we're still in a good position. We're still potentially get a double,
I'd
which is a
rather been out of position in there, put it that way.
no, definitely. I think we're still in a good position. I think everybody should should understand that we've got 5 games and we could have potential a
Well,
double at the end of it.
well, Josh, I'll do this before you go and then before you finish up. I'll say this. We're in 81 points. Rangers can only get to 90. So you need 9 points.
Aye.
That's all you need.
Mhm.
That's all you need.
Aye.
Because
Just
let's be honest, um, if if um if we beat Hearts, draw draw with Rangers, draw with Kilmarnock, we'll beat St Mirren. There you
uh,
there you points. That's
um
it.
just one more point in the game management. Now we're going to man the match and all that kind of stuff. It occurred to me again against Aberdeen last week as well. Where what 2-1 up, get into
Yeah,
the final knockings of the match.
yeah,
Palmer just I thought even he missed. He tries to hook it and hits it, and then that's where they score. So for me, but especially with Palmer, he just needs to think sometimes. Yeah, we're in a title race, and you're thinking to yourself, Lewis, just don't shoot. We don't need another goal. We're 2-1 up. We just need to see it out, and that could come back. And the reason I'm talking about it didn't come back and bite the day, thankfully. But it's something like that could, and I'm not saying it will, but potentially could stop us winning this league title. We
yeah,
need to be
yeah,
we need to be focused from now until the end of the season, and that's the way I always want to end it. I know it's been I've been a negative, but I'm still really happy. I'm still really happy that we got the result, and that's what you need to do. So I think just to obviously end it off with a positive is we got the 3 points. That is the
And
main
let's
thing.
be honest, we've done, and this isn't, haha, get it, get it round here, something, but we've won at what I was going to say, won at Aberdeen, won at Dundee,
Ends part.
we're rivals never.
hmm
You know
And
that
it's
that's a fact. That's no my dad's bigger than your dad kind of thing. But
aye,
here's words that you're never gonna hear me say again. Chris Boyd made a good point when he said, "I look at the fact that we've beaten Celtic, found a way to win, and
hmm
that's what
no, that was a good point.
champions do." So, and we might
Aye,
look back on that one, Joss, in 2 games time, effectively, and say, you know what, that Dundee one was the one that set the table
one
back.
of those games for me. It's 3 points and up the road.
It's 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 Tony Ralston up at Ross County. A real bad against Dundee United.
Aye.
That's what it is.
Um, but,
That's what it is.
but just to end off, going to man the match. I don't think it's going to be any surprise who it's going to be, but has to be only one man for me. It's
Three,
James
two, one.
Forrest.
I think we're agreed on the same player. It has
James.
to be just for his first goal alone, James
Aye,
Forrest.
I thought he was fantastic today. It showed all what Brendan Rodgers has been talking about, and he's for all his critics, and I include myself in that.
Yeah,
Fair,
I'm the same.
fair fucks to him because he has. It's not no as such proved me wrong because I'm not going to say that 2 performances me. Oh, we need to sign him up in a contract and all that. But
No, no,
he's he's
no.
he's contributing to the cause, and that is all I ask from Celtic players.
Well,
And
uh, if you heard Rodgers' comments after the game, it was nice and fair play to Brendan Rodgers for this. He says that um, James Forrest is the last father at the club that's
mm,
played a major part in the success that the club has had. I
aye,
believe if if we won the League Cup double, Josh, only Bobby Lennox has won more medals
aye.
than
There's
James
there's no doubt
Forrest
that
in the club's
James Forrest
history.
is a modern day
He's a
legend
legend. Now,
legend of this
is he
club.
one of my favourite players? No, but he's a legend. He has to
Aye,
be when you're in that company.
aye.
So,
I think we're just
no,
probably
James
about
Forrest,
ending up.
definitely.
James Forrest. So probably end it off there. As we said, just 3 points and move on to Hearts next week, and hopefully it's one step closer
Yeah.
to the league title in May. So that's going to be it
Yeah,
for post-match reaction. We'll be back next week with build up to the Hearts game. Until then, speak to you later. Hail, hail.